And I think one of the biggest ways is not everybody has the same concept or definition in their mind of what a word means.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point of American conversation. It's they say it's the hardest language to learn, because there is multiple, um, I guess, understandings of what a word really means.
right.
And so we're putting a different thought to that word. So it does make sense, and it's a great topic, and I'm excited to get into it.
Well, so like most of the time, I find that I'm not actually fighting or arguing about a point. It turns out to be a word.
Yeah.
Like, so my most recent misunderstanding is, I was talking to someone and they were saying they were numb, and I was saying it was more like a sensitivity thing. And we were arguing over that. And really, the word that both of us should have been using is desensitized to certain things. But I was offended that he was using numb, and he was offended I was saying sensitive.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that, the word sensitive. I can understand that because I don't want to be called sensitive. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, I mean, I guess that's just pride, maybe, because I could be a pretty sensitive guy, and everybody has a sensitive side to them. But when it comes to a conversation and maybe an argumentation, or just even um, trying to get points back and forth across, somebody's going to get prideful, or maybe their walls are going to go up and get offended because they hear the word sensitive. Whereas it means the same thing, but the terminology that you use could certainly offend somebody and make their walls go up, and it be detrimental to the conversation and trying to actually find a common ground.
Oh, most definitely. And it wasn't until he's great. It wasn't until he actually said, "What do you mean when you say sensitive?" that we worked out our problem of what we were trying to get across.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people do that enough. They don't take the time to try to understand what the other person is trying to say. And I do that, not intentionally. I just get something said in my head and I'm like, this is how it is. And nothing's going to change my mind.
So I think that there's a major point when it comes to that. In my mind, what I'm trying to think of here is that if I think that people are so overwhelmed with trying to get their opinion and put across that they feel like they have to rush it out, because in the conversations that we have, I know from personal experience and listening to others, that there's a lot of cutting off and back and forth, and we don't even realize we're doing it, but it's just part of our culture, I guess. We feel like we have to get out what we're trying to say on our side of the opinion so quickly, all in one big soundbite, one at one time. That way we understand that they heard what we had to say, and we feel like we have to hurry before we get cut off. Otherwise, we get cut off. And so, in doing such, we don't give ourselves time to really to say what we need the way we need to say it, because we're afraid that we'll never get it out in that manner.
Well, if I'm being honest, when I do that, I think it's to cut off your thought and make me believe mine.
Yeah. And so it can, and really, I think that's part of it, is that people adapt these, I guess, manipulation tactics. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that goes into a whole nother tagline, podcast,
Manipulation.
manipulation, and really manipulative behavior is absolutely normal, and it's not just a bad thing. It's like we manipulate everything around us. All the way to the conversations that we have, and so I think that's a big factor is intention. What's your intent? And I think it comes down to being open-minded. You have to be open-minded, and you have to want to know what the opposite person is trying to say. If you don't care about their opinion, if you don't care what they have to say, and you're setting your mind and you don't change your opinion, then it really doesn't matter. The conversation no longer even matters.
Right.
And you're only conversating to try to manipulate a situation to to benefit yourself, and you're doing it at the mental um, fortitude of the person that you're conversating with.
Yeah. And it does drive them crazy when they're like, why do you keep saying the same thing? I'm saying it because you're not hearing me, or you're not understanding me, or you don't care. And I feel like I need you to, you know?
For sure.
And so when somebody's repeating something, it's generally because they feel misunderstood, not heard, or like they can't get the point across.
And yeah, and I think that,
And out of exhaustion, it becomes an argument.